on the rise of something new. I feel like rejoicing. Somewhere at the edge of time, somewhere between myth and rhyme, there is a place you can go, not too fast and not too slow. There is a place you can go, not too fast and not too slow. Some people think they can fly, other people think they know why. So take a deep breath in and take a slow breath out. Your mind will show the test of time and make everything in your life rhyme. Your mind will show the test of time and make everything in your life rhyme. Your mind will show the test of time and make everything in your life rhyme. Good morning. Welcome to Unity Orlando. Our opening statement this morning is, I live and move and have my being in a sea of God life and God love. Let's all affirm that together. I live and move and have my being in a sea of God life and God love. All right, let's all close our eyes, take a nice deep breath in. Let's affirm that together in the silence. And so it is. And now if you'd like to stand and join us in singing our joy song, it's called I'm About to Shine. 2, 3, 4. Love comes through from heaven now, and it feels like I'm about to shine. Love comes through from heaven now, and it feels like I'm about to shine. And the love that shines through is the love that's linking me to you. Love comes through from heaven now, and it feels like I'm about to shine. Peace comes through from heaven now, and it feels like I'm about to shine. And the peace that shines through is the peace that's linking me to you. Joy comes through from heaven now, and it feels like I'm about to shine. Joy comes through
Right? Okay, there you go. Hi guys, so glad you're here. Those of you that are here in person and those of you that are hopefully here with us online. Welcome to Unity Orlando. My name is Reverend Ronnie Kenny, and I'm your assistant minister here and your platform person today. So we're very glad to have you with us. Just a couple of announcements. Just to let you know, Wednesday we will not be doing the midweek prayer and meditation this week. Next week we'll be back doing that. Curtis Coaxum is heading up food drive to collect canned goods and other non-perishable items to go to the Second Harvest Food Bank and to some of our own people. How much longer, Curtis? Keep bringing in food, and Curtis will keep giving it out. It's something that we can do, and Curtis is spearheading this, so we thank you for that. And if you happen to need help, let the church office know, and we will do our best to take care of you. If you'd like a call from one of the prayer chaplains, and you're not getting one because the chaplains are still making our monthly calls, but if you want another one or you're not getting one, call the office again, and Linda or Lanny will let us know, and we will give you a call. Thanks. Reverend Bob's lesson title this morning is God in Nature. But before he comes up here, I'll turn it back to Brian for our first special.
And it is called Sea of Loving Light. I could settle for a decent peace of mind. I could learn, I could go to school and in time live carefree and walk in style. Take a breath and relax for a while so I could think of a better life to live and move and have my being in a sea of loving light. Mind is ready to experience your kindness. I am here to live as myself in timelessness. All I'm saying is I feel real good when I'm not took for granted and I'm understood, so I can live a better life to live and move and have my being in a sea of loving light. In a sea of loving light. Reaching out for the purest form of love. I've been looking for the answers below and above, coming through me, flowing through my heart. Divine wisdom, let me truly start so I could live a better life in love and move and have my being in a sea of loving light, in a sea of loving light, in a sea of loving light, in a sea of loving light.
Ah, that was beautiful. That was wonderful. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everyone else. Wow. Ah, in case that sounds muffled, it should get better now. Can you hear me? Okay. Ah, you enjoying July? Why not, right? I think we've decided to enjoy July. Ah, good to see you, those who made it out. Good to see you at home. In case you're thinking, yes, we are definitely broadcasting at this service because we had issues at first. So, away we go. I hope, guys, you at home, if you didn't have problems at 9:15, I hope you're back. This morning I want to talk about God in nature. God in nature. I know you've heard this before, but for me it really is true. Nature is my cathedral. It's often where I feel closest to God, out in nature. I believe it's without a doubt one of the paths. It's also been nature that has provided for me some of my most spectacular and most wonderful spiritual experiences. It's happened through encountering nature. So today I'm going to talk about that, how we get close to God by getting close to nature, by experiencing it in depth. So, whenever I find myself in the midst of the beauty of nature, it's always carried me closer to God, whether it's meditating on my roof up among the trees, sitting quietly in a forest, and just feeling part of it all. Looking out at a lake or on the beach, looking out at the ocean, and just getting lost in the water. Or walking in a park can be a phenomenal meditation. And even communing with a tree, or dropping way down into Carlsbad Caverns and 2,000 foot under the surface and stopping for a few moments just to feel the presence in the stillness that comes from having all that earth around you and not a lot of life doing things. But to feel that presence there under the earth's crust. For me, some of my wonderful experiences, well, they came from sitting in adoration of a sunrise or a sunset. Depends on which coast of Florida you're on, which one is most dramatic. Some of my best memories of sitting with Lindsay out under the oak tree in our plastic chairs, at least they weren't aluminum, as we were watching a thunderstorm come through and just taking in all the energy that comes out of that thunderstorm. And of course, there was the big one, meditating on the beach one morning by myself in a storm with gale force winds when nature created this bubble around me. A bubble of absolute calm and protection. 3 foot out from me in any direction, it was total chaos. But I was in this bubble of stillness, of calm, protection. And it was probably from that moment that I developed the saying of nature is my friend. It takes care of me. I'm accepted. All of these were spiritual experiences, even as simple as the one of building a relationship with my roses so that they would coordinate their blooming simply because I asked them to. Each time, encountering nature and realizing there's something more going on here than we take for granted with a cursory view of everything. There's something wonderful going on here. Every time we have one of these experiences, we are experiencing the glory of God. And they all seem to draw us closer to that one Spirit that moves through all of life. And when you can feel that one Spirit that moves through all of life, you kind of are energized and you can go back and face whatever it is you got to do out here in this chaotic world that we seem to be going through. Why is it that nature seems to draw us closer to God? Because God is life. Life everywhere present, even in the vacuum. This is the life that's underneath everything that is. It's the life that's underneath the moving things, but it's also the life that's underneath the mountains and the sea and in the wind. And the life, that spiritual life, that even fills the vacuum of space. We live and move and have our being in what? A loving sea of life? Isn't that what you're saying? Yeah, we do. And nature takes us there. In John 8:12, Jesus said, "He who follows me shall find for himself." What? What if you follow Jesus are you going to find? And here it is. He shall find for himself the light of life. Really does sound like that's the core of it all, doesn't it? He who follows me will find for himself the light of life. You know, that light, that spiritual life, that glory of God that shines through everything around us. You see, when we talk about the light of life, we in Unity spend a lot of time talking about how you will find the light of life at the very center of your being, and you will without a doubt. And that truly is worth your searching within. But that isn't the only place you find the light of life. We need to find it inside ourselves, but it is an amazing experience to find the light of life in everything. The glory of God shining through all of nature around us. It's an absolutely amazing spiritual experience to find the light of life in nature. And when we do, it strengthens us. It connects us to God. And it enables us to face our human world and all the chaos we got to go through with this hidden reserve of strength that we drew right out of nature, just by realizing we're part of it all. So when humanity has strayed far from the light of life, when humanity is just driving us crazy and doing weird things and causing all kinds of fear, it's probably time to immerse ourselves in nature and to draw from it the strength that we need to regain our spirituality. In Psalm 24:1, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the earth and they that dwell therein. So many people say, I love God, and I have just got to escape this physical world. The physical world is what holds me back. And actually, it's not. Any more than when Jesus never said that money was the root of all evil. He said the love of, the obsession on money. And so it's not the physical world. It's the obsession that sees nothing beyond physical that is the problem. The world, the physical world, nature, that's all God. The glory of God shining in an amazing number of different ways. And if we can reach beyond the pure, just out physicalness of life and see that light of life shining through everything that is around us, hey, we're right there. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof. And in Job 12:7-9, ask the beasts, and they will teach you, and the fowls of the air, and they will tell you. Or speak to the earth, and it shall teach you, and the fishes of the sea shall declare to you. Who does not know in all of these that the hand of the Lord has made them? They are God loving you through their expression. That's all of nature. The earth, you know, that planet that we as humans arrogantly think is just this dead rock, but is really very much a living being. The earth and all nature up on the earth, or even beyond the earth. The earth and all nature is one of the greatest spiritual teachers that we have at our disposal. By immersing yourself in the beauty of nature, it'll take you where you need to go to be strong and face all the rest of this we got to do with life. We need to immerse ourselves in that glory of life shining through everything around us in nature and feel the presence of God. Then we're ready to go back and face humanity. Then we're ready to do whatever we got to do. So today what I want to do is present a number of practices for feeling close to God through nature, okay? And basically I've broken it down into 4 basic categories with a few practices under each one. And the first one is share life energy with nature. You first have to get beyond this idea that we got live things and dead things around us. There ain't nothing dead out there. Life is moving through everything. Everything has a spiritual essence. And if you are willing to be a spiritual being, you can share that essence. You can feel what it feels like to be the tree or the mountain. You can feel the energy that's flowing through all of life around you and share it with nature. So how would you do this? Number 1, it can be as simple as lay on the ground and feel the earth's strength rising through you. When's the last time you did that? I hope not long ago. A long time ago, I went in the hospital, and I guess I nearly died. At least the doctor finally told me that after I looked like I was going to live. And when I got home, the first thing I wanted to do was go out and touch the ground. There's a strength that comes from that. Lay on the ground and feel the energy of the earth. That strength rising up through you. I know when I've been out on a hike and I go, okay, my body's had enough. And since I'm still a couple of miles from where I started, I can't quit. What am I going to do? And often what I will do is I will find, if it's in the mountains in particular, I will find myself a big boulder, a big rock. Maybe it's a rock in the earth or something, but I will lay out on that rock and just feel the energy rising into my body. Before long, I'm invigorated. I'm ready to go again. Now, it's not just the earth and the rocks. You can, when the wind is blowing, there's something vibrant about that. You can draw the very energy out of the wind. Hold your arms out and just absorb it. Absorb it and take all of that wonder. When a storm's coming in, I love that. You know, there's so much energy, it's dynamic, and you just let the wind flow in and you can just feel the energy coming out of it and coming into your being. Or you can bring it a little more down to earth and go hug a tree. Yeah, we laugh on that one, don't we? That one's gotten a lot of bad PR lately. Yeah, tree huggers, you know. But seriously, have you ever actually hugged a tree? When you do it and do it right, you can feel the life force in that entity. You can feel your bond with that tree. You can feel yourself almost merging with it. And you say, well, you're just merging with something in nature. Yeah, you're merging with God. That's something in nature. You're merging with God. Because the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. But you know, nature comes in lots of forms. It comes as the day, and it also comes as the night. And sometimes experiencing the night is just sitting quiet in the dark and feeling the presence in the stillness. There's something magical about that. In the end, we have to realize that everything in the world around us has energy that we can share with it. And there's something that expands us the moment that we stretch out and experience what life is like, what the glory of God is like as it moves through everything that surrounds us. The second category is the category of meditate on nature to awaken to God. If it's all God, meditating on nature is a wonderful way to awaken to God. Well, how do you do that? For me, it started out as simply as listening to the buzz of life. That's what I called it. I just listened to the buzz of life. You know, the buzz of life, what is that? That's all the commotion going on around you. I mean, there's insects buzzing. There's birds making noise. There's traffic on the streets. There's the AC pumping air out of that, whatever it pumps air out of. Yeah. There's motor noise. There's people breathing. There's a sound that gets real quiet in nature. And just hearing not the individuals, when you say, okay, that's the traffic. Okay, that's Joe over there breathing, snoring away. And then you say, that's the AC unit, and that's this, and that's the birds. Oh, I can hear the insects buzzing. That's not what I'm suggesting we do. When you are trying to watch a sunset, if you're sitting there saying, if you're in your head, you're sitting there saying, well, that's yellow. That's pink. You're naming colors. It bores you to no end shortly. And naming the things you hear is not what it's about. What it's about is hearing the symphony. It's hearing the buzz of life. It's hearing how it all blends together. Because that's God. That's the one Spirit that moves through all of life and harmonizes it together. So, you can start by just listening to the buzz of life for your whole meditation, for all I care. You say, well, I didn't do anything spiritual. Yes, you did. You were listening, attuning yourself to the very vibration of life itself. Now, you can carry it a little further, and you can listen until you can feel the basic vibration of the earth, the planet. There is a vibration to being here on earth. And it's something that you hear underneath all the outer noises. So for me, the easiest time to do it is either in the middle of the night, when human vibration is at a minimum, or out in the middle of the desert where the vibration of all, vegetation, animal life is at a minimum. I never liked the desert. It didn't have enough life out there until I went out and I realized that lower level of vibration allowed me to feel what was underneath it all. And that's an amazing experience. But you can do it at midnight. Most people, there's still people running around, but there is not nearly as much in the thought atmosphere flying around. And then what you do is you listen to that which is underneath it all. When everything that is individual disappears, there is a basic frequency that is the planet. And you can feel that. Now you kick things up a notch when with your meditation you start using a practice called adoration. Remember, oh come let us adore him? That's because adoration is a real spiritual quality. It's a practice in which you don't just reach out with your head, but you reach out with your heart to embrace and to feel the essence of whatever it is you are adoring, loving. You have to love it to open your heart. And then you experience its essence. And that was why it was come let us adore him. They're adoring Jesus. But you also can adore the sunrise or the sunset. You can adore anything in nature. If it's a sunrise, it's a real spiritual experience to get out there in the dark and watch the world change, to feel the energy of the new day erupting. And if you're on the west coast of Florida, it's all about the sunset. And as I said earlier, I had to learn that you don't just count colors. You got to get out of your head to watch a sunset. And so I would be out there, and if you're watching it with your heart, if you're feeling the flow of the colors, you are, as you embrace it with your heart, you're feeling the emotion of that sunset. And it's different every single day. The flow is different. It's unique and can only be appreciated in that moment. That describes a whole bunch of spiritual principles. But then you can make it more mundane and you can adore the tree. I said we're going to hug it and try to feel that bond with it. Adoration is when you actually immerse yourself in the tree and you try to feel treeness. You know, it's like, what does it feel like to be this being who has been rooted right here and sees the earth from this spot for its entire life and spreads out and takes its energy from the sun and draws its nourishment from the soil right where it is. And before long, you can feel a little bit of what the glory of God shining through a tree is all about. Or maybe you take it beyond the earth. Maybe you go out and you look at the sky and you open your heart and you just expand to become one with the whole sky above you. And then one with the solar system, the sun, the planets, and stretching out even further to feel in harmony and one with the stars and the universe. And just feel yourself expanded. When you come back, you won't know what you have learned, because you'll have learned it energetically. But you will have experienced something that will give you the strength to face your individual life at your top abilities. The third category is to experience God as beloved. And nature, get this, as your lover's body. Okay? If God is beloved, nature is God's body. You know, you start off and we experience God as companion, and then it's father, mother, this caring parent. And finally, at the deepest level, you realize God is everything I desire in life. God is beloved. And there was a time in my life when I thought, you know, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fall in love with life. I need to fall in love with life. And when your lover is an abstract being, the whole, it's quite an interesting jump. But you can do it. So here I was, and I'm trying to love life and feel life loving me and get all my fulfillment out of that. And I would go outside and I'd see something that was absolutely gorgeous, whether it was a sky, trees, flowers, whatever, and it would just ripple through my heart. I would just feel that beauty. And I suddenly realized that beauty that I call nature is the beloved flirting with me through that sunset and that gorgeous sky and that feeling of summer in the air. That's the glory of God flirting with me. You say, okay, but I have a special person, and I don't want to demean them, and you are not. Your special person is God's gift to you. Part of that body of God that's all around you, but this is God's gift. This is God loving you. But all of nature around you is loving you too. And we need to be able to feel it on every level. So if you're going to experience God as beloved moving through the earth, loving you through the earth, you're going to embrace a valley or a mountain or a seashore, an open plain, or a dense forest as a higher form of life whom you can love and even have a personal relationship with. I say a higher form of life because we're around for a paltry 100 years. And that valley has overseen 10,000 years. It has seen so much come and go. It's a whole different order of life than we are. But if we reach out to it with our heart, we can experience an almost personal relationship with it. If you've been around very long, you know that there's a certain valley in Colorado, one where my parents in their older years built a home that my sister and I still have. And that valley became very personal to me. It was almost like it was an entity. And in the beginning, when I lived out there with a family at one point, it was a very harsh teacher. I was almost afraid of it. But as I became stronger, it became a dear, dear friend. And I've literally spent years alone with that valley. And then, of course, I got married. We had Lindsay. We went out to visit Mom and Dad. They were living on the property at that time. And it was all about the people, not really about the valley for about 20 years. And then all of that moved on, and I had my time when I came back to the valley to be alone with the valley again. And as I drove up to that overgrown house, I got out of the truck, and before I even approached the house, I looked up the valley, the mountain, and the sides and the trees, and just kind of took it all in and said, I've been away for a long time. Are you still here for me? And the flow, the flow of energy, of acceptance that came through me at that moment. Yes, my friend, the valley, is still here. And so that valley is sacred to me. But that same presence that's in that valley is in all the earth. And what I'm going to suggest is that you love the land upon which you live. It's your valley, it's your mountain, it's your seashore, it's your sacred space where the earth can love you and feel your connection to the land. People say, oh, the land, it's nothing. And I will tell you bluntly, a land molds its people. It's slow. It's subtle. But every land has a vibration. And it molds the people who live in the mountains and those who live in the shifting sand. And there's a little different consciousness in each place. The land is much more alive than we ever give it credit for. And you need to love your spot and allow it to love you. to feel that connection, because the Spirit that moves through the land is God. So, the last suggestion here is to retreat into nature's loving embrace whenever you need to prepare for something you need to do in outer life. Spend just a little while to let nature love you. Now you're ready. Go get 'em. The last category is simply entitled, Allow Nature to Become One of Your True Spiritual Teachers. Pay attention to where in consciousness nature is taking you. And realize the lessons that you are being taught can often not be encompassed by your mind. They have to be absorbed on an energetic level. The experience itself is the lesson you need. The experience of that beautiful sunset is its own teaching. You might want to affirm, nature is my friend and is opening me to more and more of the glory of life. Let's see if we can do that together. Nature is my friend and is opening me to more and more of the glory of life. Nature loves you. It is your friend. It will relate to you as personally as you relate to it. And it's ready to open up to you more and more of the glory of life. It's ready to just usher more and more of that glory into your life. And along the way, you'll realize that you serve life wherever it's found in the planet. Why? Because you serve the light of life. You serve the Spirit that moves through it all. You're a child of God. So always look to nature as your teacher and absorb its timeless peace whenever you need it. It's always there for you. Let's take a few moments to relax and maybe concentrate on some of these ideas in meditation. Let's take a deep breath and sigh it out. Be still and know that I am God, shining within your soul, but also shining in all the world around you. There is one Spirit moving through all of life. So start first by just listening to the buzz of life. There's the AC, there's the movement of the people around you as they breathe and move just slightly. There's the traffic on the street, the insects, the birds, the wind blowing through the trees. It's all life, the symphony of life. Life moving through all of it. It is the presence of God, the glory of God. And in your mind, see the light of life moving through everything. All the people, the birds, the animals, the insects, the trees, the grass, the seas, and the wind, and the clouds in the sky, the earth under our feet. The glory of God envelops us, and our heart can feel it and treasure it. And that sunset is that same Spirit flirting with us, beckoning us on to merge with it, to be part of it all. So we imagine the beauty of nature. The glory of the flowers tingles through our hearts. And the dynamism of the wind and the breeze fills us with energy. The strength of the earth rises through us. And the expanse of the sky reaching into the stars stretches us beyond ourselves. For that Spirit, that light of life, has said, "Come unto me. Merge with me and share the glory, the ecstasy, the beauty of all life." So we reach beyond the earth. We first feel ourselves one with all the people and the plants and the animals, the seas, the wind, the clouds. One, we are one with our friend, the earth, the planet itself. And then with an explosion, we reach into the far ends of the universe, embracing it all. I am one with it all. I am one with all life. Father, for the glory of life radiating from within me and shining out at me from all the world around me, for the realization that I am part of it all, I am truly grateful. Thank you, God. Amen. Now, if our usher will come forward, we'll prepare for our offering. For those of you online, you probably understand how this works by now, but maybe you're new, so here's the spiel. You go to the home page at the end of service, and you're just going to scroll all the way down to the bottom where it says Donate Now. There you can go to PayPal and use a credit card. Or else you can pull our physical address off the home page and send it through the mail. Or you can call the office and arrange to have regular offerings taken out. However you want to do it. But we do want to thank you because it's your offerings that keep us going. So for everyone here and for everyone at home, let's affirm our offering blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive. Thank you, God.
Light was born from the sun, adopted from the sky. Hot crystals formed and burned. We have all the reasons why. Summer, fall, winter, spring, make a song and make us sing. Listen hard, you hear the call, make us strong in everything, in everything. Water runs in a ditch, adopted from the rain. Erosion forms on the sides. We have all the reasons why. Summer, fall, winter, spring, make a song and make us sing. Listen hard, you hear the call, make us strong in everything, in everything. Air blows hard through the trees, adopted from the wind. The trees grow to the sky. We have all the reasons why. Summer, fall, winter, spring, make a song and make us sing. Listen hard to hear the call, make us strong in everything. Summer, fall, winter, spring, make a song and make us sing. Listen hard, you hear the call, make us strong in everything, 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 in everything.
That's wonderful. Don't we have a wonderful music department? Aren't they great? Yeah, yeah. And I'm particularly appreciative of Brian, who does a lot of writing of music, because YouTube has taken a dislike to the fact that sometimes we sing things other people have written, and they keep kicking us off. But now we can retreat to singing original music on a regular basis. Thank you, Brian, for that one. Okay, each Sunday we hold two types of services. You choose which format is best for you. That is on-site or live stream at home on the internet. But for those of you at home, know we will be here for you when you decide that you're ready to join us in person. Okay, let's all rise. We're going to join together in singing "Let There Be Peace on Earth," and let it begin with me.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father. Family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. God bless you all. Have a wonderful week. Take it away.